Dude channel, welcome. Bruh. Kyle Taylor, g'day Kyle. Just a standard stream today. The only difference is that I actually scheduled this one, unlike all of the previous other ones. So trying something new here, I guess. I'm usually ultra unscheduled with everything, so this is not necessarily the way of the future, but it might be useful for certain things. See how we go. This is the last or the second last flight that I'm going to do in the P40 for the foreseeable future. Got Bodenplatte coming out pretty soon, so looking forward to flying the Mustang, the Tempest, the P38 Lightning, etc. And looking forward to flying on the Bodenplatte map as well. That's going to be sick. How have I done in this plane? Not too very well. It's pretty challenging. Multiplayer tests you out to your max. It's a lot more challenging than fighting against AI in single player. It's a pretty good ground pounder. It's a good fighter bomber. And that's the capacity I'm using it at the moment. I've got rockets under the wings. How many rockets have I got? I think I've got 4 rockets. Just about ready to take off. Kyle says, what's the flight objective? So the flight objective, at least in the short term, is a train. I'll show you. Got a train. So first of all, this is where we are here, and until it gets destroyed, that train there is what I'm headed for. There's heaps of players up here as well, and there's plenty of targets here as well. So there's 1, 2, 3 allied airfields, and the ones I'm interested in are mostly the southern one and the most northern one. Northern one because it's got access to the artillery and that. And the southern one because everyone's here. There's 17 players here and it's got access to the train and another train. So I'm going to hit that train with rockets. We are going. Have around 35% fuel. Okay, the lights are off, the landing gear is retracted. Power's good. Propeller's at 90, which is good for the time being. Heading for the train. Radiator completely shut for the time being. temperatures are cold and cold, not even into the green range. But remember to keep checking my 6. Carrying rockets but no bomb. There is a bomb available for this one some of the time, but not this time. Otherwise I'd carry it as well. What my real goal is to become an ace in a flight, or even to shoot down 2 or 3 or 4 planes in a row with this plane. I don't think I can do that right now, but I'll give it a shot. That's what I'm intending to do. I've got the gun's convergence set to 500 meters. I've got 35% fuel. I'm carrying extra ammo, and as I said, I'm carrying rockets as well. This could be a mammoth session. We'll see how we go. War Thunder. Yeah, look man, I've been thinking about War Thunder actually, and maybe I don't know. The only, I have a Mustang in War Thunder and I have a Sherman tank. The only reason I haven't played it lately is because it's not installed on my computer, because I've run out of storage space. That's the only reason. Other than that, I like War Thunder. Alan, good hunting. Cheers, Alan. Forget to watch the engine temperature. That's why the 109 engine died on you mid-flight. This one should be okay, even with the radiator shut, because it's such a cold day. I'll have to watch it only in combat, although I never watch it in combat. I'm focused on other things. And after a prolonged, steep, high-power climb, I'd want to watch the radiator then, because it's a low airspeed with a high engine power. But apart from that, should be pretty right on a day like this. That temperature will come up though. Right, how are we going? We're about halfway to the train. The train's on the edge of a village, so I'm going to fly up a little bit and see what I can see. There could well be complications there, not just fighters, but AAA. If there's AAA, it's going to be very hard to hit the train. The train almost always has AAA on the train, but also there could be AAA installations around the train. Hit it with my rockets, shoot it up a bit, and try and put a lot of bullets into that train, and then maybe return and go again. And once this train's destroyed, there's another one further west to attack. Only thing I'll do really when I'm over the target, apart from climbing, is I'll increase my propeller RPM to 90%. Power setting's pretty good as it is. Okay, we're going to start climbing a bit now, I think. Do I use a joystick? Yeah, I've got a really cheap joystick. It's a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro. I think it's about $35 on Amazon. For HOTAS? Nah, not me. I wouldn't mind. Hey, look at that. There's some shooting over yonder. Must be the train. What could that be? Looks like fighters on the ground, maybe? Or that's probably a AAA actually shooting at a ground attacker. Don't want to fixate on it, but let's have a looky. There's a train line there, so it could well be the train shooting at someone. Train line just to the left of the town. The train should be in that clump of trees there, I reckon. See any trains yet? No train, no train. Bouncing around. Where is it? Where is it? Maybe there is no train, maybe it's a train station. You can see a train station, I think that could be the target. What's that down there? That looks like it was a train. That is a train! That is a train, it's just well camouflaged. Be rude of the engine to do that. That's an engine failure. Uh oh, what's going on? I've lost the tail. I've lost my rudder, I think. Damn. I can walk away from that one. Well, I smacked that train good and proper. So, mission accomplished. Let's go again. Who got me or what got me though? Was that a fighter? Or was that, must have been a, or was it flak? I think it was a fighter. Plenty of fighters in the area. Another P40 just there. Or is it a Stuka? They have a similar trailing edge to the wing. That's a P40. In any case, let's go again. First one's always the hardest. What did I get? 2 railroads. So this is the aircraft here. Ross 82, 4 rockets, almost 1700 rounds of 50 caliber for the 6 machine guns, and convergence of the guns 500 meters. The rockets are set to contact. I'm going to change it to 800 meters. So the rockets can go off at 800 meters. I've got about 35% fuel. So that way I can actually attack aircraft with the rockets. It is a pretty cool plane, that's for sure. It's a classic warbird. I'm very familiar with this plane at this stage. I can still stuff up and forget to do something, but I don't generally break the engine myself these days, which is good. When I first started with this one, I couldn't go more than about 40 seconds in the air without something going wrong, the propeller seizing or the engine overheating. So there is a bit of a learning curve with this plane, that's for sure. Most of my failures with this one now are due to combat as opposed to burning the engine or just crashing. There was a bit of a learning curve with pulling out of dives at high speed in comparison to low speed. When you're pulling out of a low speed dive, you don't have much lift and you need to use flaps or else you'll go straight into the ground. If you're pulling out of a high speed dive, you don't need to worry about anything. You've got excellent rudder authority and wings are producing excellent lift, so that's a kind of a key thing with this plane. Radiator's set. Mixture's set at 100%. It's so cold. The air's thick. I can go 100% mixture. Propeller's set. What else? Radiator good. Put the lights. Turn the brakes off. Close the canopy. and pretty much ready to go. Just have a good look out, make sure I don't collide with anyone. What's he doing? He's doing a low speed, high speed pass. Very nice. Straight off to the train again, if it exists still. Miles an hour. Let's rotate. Gear is going up. Lights are off. Gonna get there a little bit higher this time since I know where the train is, and it's still there. I've got a feeling it might be the train station as well as the train. Have a look at the map. You've got a you can't see it from this resolution, but basically the train that's further west is a train icon, whereas the train that I'm hitting is it's not a train icon. Well, it's a train icon, but it doesn't say train. It says the name of a town. I don't know, there must be some difference there. A bit of altitude now. Manifold pressure is decreasing as altitude increases. Temperature is high. Look at those temperatures. Gonna do something with the radiator. Even on a cold day, the engine can still overheat in a climb. Pretty high up, almost at the cloud base, and we've barely left the airfield. I think the engine performance is a lot better on a colder day. When I crashed out last time, did you notice there was a whole bunch of shooting going on the eastern side of the train station over the airfield? The airfield adjacent to the town, so keep an eye out for that. Will probably do me for altitude, I think. Temperature's going down. Plane can survive a boom and zoom pretty easy if you catch it early enough, and if you make a nice gradual turn before the enemy gets to you just at the right moment. What usually happens is I'll notice shooting, and then I'll realise someone's shooting at me, and then I'll make a snap movement with the controls like this, and it just stalls out the wing and you don't go anywhere. So the better idea is when you see someone on your tail, with this plane at least, go like this, and then you can really get a turn going, but that's kind of how you got to do it. Otherwise you just basically snap stall and you stay in the same spot and you just become a target. Easier said than done. The main thing is to see them far away enough that you can start your turn. And that totally foils them. Totally foils them. They don't get a shot in. Oh, still miles to go, about halfway there. I've done my climb, give the propeller a bit of a break, and I'll go 90% prop again just as I'm over the target. I don't know who shot the engine out. I'm guessing it was an aeroplane just as I was going in to attack the train, but it could have been a AAA as well. P41 is your favourite World War II warbird. It's one of my favourite. I don't think I've got an exact favourite, but yeah, it's definitely up there. Was that Yak 1? Do you mean at the airfield? What was that? I didn't get a good look at it. Was it a MiG? I think it was a Yak 1. Yak 1B maybe? Have you flown an LA5 before? Yeah, I've got an LA5. I don't have the FN, I've just got the original LA5. Fragster, hi Frog. G'day Fragster. I played the P40 the other day and got a message saying the engine was overcooled. Yeah, I've had that. Had to close the intake completely and throttle up. Yeah. Right, good kill for him. It happens. The only thing of value that I can get out of that is that that fight that was here is now here. So I'm going to have to be extra careful from this town here onwards. Still falling. Come on. I'd like to say that I'll prevent that from happening in the future, but I don't think I can prevent it. I can always crane my neck and always look behind me, but there's so much other stuff to do as well. Also, it comes down to air superiority. Right now the Axis has got, I think it's 38 Axis to 32 Allied, so slight Axis advantage. Crucial bit of information picked up from that minor tragedy. We know where the enemy is. There's an IL-2. P40. I think that's a, what is that? Is that a lag? Oh no, the P40 is doing a ground loop. Easy to do. I think these guys might be intending on a formation flight, but it's looking dodgy. Oh, it's a collision. Oh no. And the lag is still going. I'd get a new plane. The IL-2 didn't seem to care. That is one strong plane. There's a bit of debris on the ground. What is that? Probably a piece of the lag. P40's still doing a ground loop. So you think it's bad that I got shot down halfway to the target? Look at these guys. Can't even get airborne. And he's unspawned. I think he might have lost his tailplane. Alright, I'm about ready to go. There's 100 miles per hour, rotate, gear up, gear is going up. I'll keep the lights on just for now, increased visibility. And just going to mosey on over to the right a bit, watch out for this guy. And he, as long as he doesn't pull up suddenly, that's another P40. Thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get on the chat and tell everyone that there is a 109 where I got shot down. Where was it? It was at 1817. And it was pretty high up as well. As soon as I'm into the next grid square, which is 1818, I'm on full alert, and I'll keep on looking behind me. Ah, frag, that's good that you got a FW190 with a P40 at the airfield. Yeah, by all means, go and grab some food. I'll probably be here for hours, potentially. No guarantees, though. Cheers. Alright, now I really got to watch my 6 from now on. basically flying backwards at this point. So the other consideration is, do I go for the train again, or do I go for the train station? Not really sure. Getting very close. Can I increase the RPM now? Manifold back a bit. Got a plane behind us. Let's go and check him out. Might be an allied plane, might be a combat, I think. What do we got down there? What do we got? There he is. It's another P40. False alarm, I guess. At some point I'm going to have to stop looking back and start looking forward at the target. That's the trouble. There was a big dogfight here about 5 minutes ago as well. Right, I got one in the sky above me, behind. What's he up to? Way! Oh, that's so bad. Damn it! Ah, oh, that's crazy. You saw that, right? I was looking behind me, still didn't see him. Damn it! Ah, oh, that's really too much. What can I do about that? That guy basically came in low. The only other thing I can do really is hug the deck, fly on the deck. Yeah, no, Alan, yeah, I could do that as well. Only thing is that it'll take a long time to get that high. That's crazy, huh? It's crazy because I was looking behind me. I wasn't looking directly behind me like that. I was looking up, and there was an aircraft in the sky behind me that I was trying to identify. And at the same time, I don't know what it was, probably a 109. And at the same time, another 109 came up directly from behind, maybe even a little bit underneath, in more or less over the target. You saw one of them up there. Yeah, I saw one of them, so that's half of the battle, but there was another one. Yeah, I'm going to have to foil them by going lower this time. And going lower, the good news about going lower is that you can see a lot better what's around you. You can see what's on the horizon, and whatever's around you is going to be a lot harder for them to see because you don't have a silhouette. Kind of want vengeance on those 109s at the train as well. There goes an IL-2. Okay. Lights are on. The ad is set. And that train is still bloody there. Not for long though. RPM's good. And the mixture's good. And the brakes are off. One benefit to going lower is that the journey is quicker. Usually got one or two 109s, and they seem to be pretty good at boom and zooming, that are hanging around the train station. A sip of coffee, I think. I did consider giving up coffee the other day, a couple of days ago, and this is when I'd run out of coffee. And then I went down the shop and I bought some coffee, so maybe not just yet. Might have to wean myself off. Cold turkey with coffee is probably not a good idea. Treetop flying, yeah. See that up there? I can see some aircraft already. But they can't see me, you see. Yeah, we've got two boom and zooming 109s camping that train station more or less. And I'm nearly there. Way! Ah, that's too crazy. Ah. Damn. Now I'm really thirsting for revenge. Sure are. They are on it big time. The ping is probably pretty crap. This is Wings of Liberty. Right, I've put the lights on, but they're not on until the engine starts by the looks of it. It's not the ping, they know what they're doing, and they're doing it very well. I just got to keep innovating and keep trying different things until I get through. No one else is going for that train. No one else is trying to destroy it. I'm the only hope to destroy that train. I got to get through. Alright, so now the lights are on. Brakes are released. I think I'm ready to go. Least I can do is keep calling it out on the chat where they are. What we need is some yaks to go up there. It almost seems like a fluke that I got through the first time, given what's happened. And how did I do it? I went in probably at cloud level. I got some hits on the train and then I got shot down. The crazy thing is, more or less, I've been looking directly behind me both times that I've got shot down. If you can foil them, you've got a chance, but if you can't, then it's basically impossible. I'll stick to the exact same route and they're going to be expecting me. And I'm expecting that they're expecting me. And I'm going to be looking behind me quite intensely. There's no guarantee, of course, and you've got to look up as well. Right, we're almost there, about halfway. Let's set the engine and then let's just go straight in. Radiator's okay. Manifold's okay. I'm going to keep the propeller at 88. I can keep it there provided that the manifold's fairly low for 8 minutes. Almost not, no, for 9 minutes. No, for much longer than that, for 890 seconds, whatever minutes that is. 10 minutes or something. No dramas. Right, now we're all set. Track's pretty good, just adjust it a bit. Goal basically now is to get to that bloody train without getting shot down by one of those expert boom and zoom 109s. I can see around me much better with this canopy open. It's very tempting actually to just bloody open it. Yeah, if you can't spot them, you can't react. That's it. If you can spot them, you can pretty much foil their boom and zoom attempts every time, which from the boom and zoom point of view is really frustrating because you line up and you spend a bit of, you invest a bit of your time, speed, altitude, everything in this boom and zoom, and then it gets foiled. And you can potentially do it time and time again. It's more difficult when there's two of them, especially if they're not coming in consecutively. If they're coming in one and then the other one's staggered, maybe 45 seconds behind it, because you kind of got your attention split between two or more aircraft, and there's one behind me there. Let's see what he's up to. Where is he? Where did he go? Where did he go? Where did he go? Maybe he's in the cloud, maybe he's dived. Has he dived? No. Not that I can see. He's just flat out disappeared. Crazy. We got some shooting up ahead, I think. There's an aircraft up ahead. A couple of aircraft up ahead. Gotta watch that 6, gotta watch that 6. Gotta watch high and low. Yeah, he's coming in on me, I can see him. I'm gonna have to circle around pretty damn soon. It's so hard to see him though. He's there, but he's... Yeah, I can see him, he's a speck, but he's probably getting closer. And to make matters worse, I'm now over the train. There he is. He's still coming in, he's still far away. He's definitely coming in for the kill. I'm going to start my turn. He's there. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? I'm not going to shoot at him unless I know what he is. It could be a P40. What do we got? We go, some action there. Sometimes staying alive is half the battle. That's an LA or a yak. Good, I've got cover. Someone's going down in flames. There he goes. I'll give him some support, I think. I've got those rockets I can use on the 109s as well. They'll explode in 800 meters. Okay, so I've got my yak up ahead. Looks like the 109s have disappeared, I'm sure temporarily, and one of them at least has been shot down. Now it's probably time to find the trainer. But ahead according to the map. There's still some carriages left on that train. Don't need doing much. Maybe need bombs on it. Who's that behind me? Oh, oh, oh! What do we got? Looks like there's an aisle too. Aisle 2. And what's that? Aisle 2. Was there? And there was a third aircraft. Is that aisle 2? It's a third aircraft though. Look at all that. Nearly bought the fun there. Alright, so the IL-2s are attacking. What the heck? There! That's where that third aircraft is. Hits. IL-2's going after him as well. Let's get him. Come on. That's an IL-2. There's a yak. I got hits on that 109. Alright, it's got to be here somewhere. There he is there. Should I follow him? I guess so. Get a bit closer, blast him. He seemed to have a trail coming out of him. Temperature's good. There he is. I've hit him twice now, I think. He's trying to escape. He probably will escape if that's a fuel leak. He's turning around. Way higher than me though, that's the trouble. Probably about time to head for base. Might go once more, I don't know. Looks like a 109. Where is it? It's just disappeared. It's right there. I know it's right there, but I can't even bloody see it. What's that? What's that? It's a 109 diving on an aisle too, I think. Shit! There. Oh, and I'm out of ammo. Time to go home. Enemy has completed the combat mission in full. Ah! Well, I'm out of ammo. I've taken a lot of shots at 109s. I've destroyed some ground targets, no doubt. Time to go home, if possible. There's bloody 109s everywhere. There's one on my tail. I see you. I see you. Where's he going? Period. Where? That's crazy. I'm looking forward to the visibility increase with the next update. All right, well. That's it. I mean, it's good that I destroyed a plane and all, but I thought I would have destroyed heaps of ground targets as well. Almost like the targets that were left on the train needed to be destroyed, probably by rockets or bombs. I don't think the guns were having much effect on them, but they were still there. This map is basically over. I'm going to keep on going. This is going to be a semi-mammoth session. If you've just joined us, flying the P40 in a fighter bomber role, ground attack, and as a fighter aircraft as well. I've got rockets, I've got 35% fuel, guns are set to 500 meters convergence. And so far I've been getting slaughtered by 109s that have been boom and zooming me as I've been attacking or attempting to at least get to a train station to attack it. So at a glance, we've destroyed the train that's further west. That's interesting, but we still... oh yes, it's gone. What the heck? Everything's gone. I think that's the end. I think that's probably the end of the map. Yeah, it is. Is a draw. Battle ended with a draw. Alright, on to the next map. Out, came back, turned my PC on, black screen, no BIOS, no boot, WTF. Well, if you can overcome that issue, BIOS issue is never good. If you can overcome that issue, jump online and jump into the next map and come for a fly. If you keep your, what I recommend is do what I do, keep your mobile phone open on YouTube. You can look at the chat, and I know it's a hassle typing, but you can at least communicate that way, or hear what I'm saying through if you're watching on your mobile. It's not really worth it taking off, because this map is basically finished. There it is. Alright, on to the next map. So, out of all of that rigmarole, I got shot down however many times, 5 times. 1 kill myself, and I also destroyed, I think it was 2 train wagons. Deaths, 1 aircraft shot down, and 2 train carriages destroyed. And it's tough out there. It's really tough out there. Those 109s with their boom and zoom. The thing that confounds me is the amount of times I was actually looking on my 6 and still got hit by cannon. Even, it didn't make a difference if I was up high or if I was down low. Somehow they were still staying out of my field of view, for the most part, as they were approaching. A lot of the times I'd be looking at a speck in the distance and then it would just disappear, which was pretty kind of annoying. Alright, here we are. Two airfields versus 2 airfields. So the rockets are going to explode in 800 meters. Guns are set to 500 convergence, 35% fuel, extra ammo. And I'll change the skin. It started eventually, but I don't know what happened. That PE2 just took off with the tailwind. Now I can't see him. Oh, not to worry. Gear retracted. The lights are off. A lot hotter day, the temperature of the engine's already higher, the performance through the air is not so good, particularly on takeoff. It took a lot longer. Narrowly averted an engine overheat just then. So here's my basic game plan. I'm going to head to the airfield at 0720 via the SAM at 0920. So there's a couple of creeks up there. Where am I? There's a forest, there's a couple of creeks, there's that there. There's a body of water, heaps of water up here, and there's a town. 2 towns with an airfield in between, and I'm headed to that airfield. And this is the Kuban map. So here's the takeaway point, right? My experience of the previous map is that checking my 6 was almost useless. Almost useless. It almost did nothing for me. There were a number of times that I was shot down even while checking my 6. It was completely bananas. Makes me think that potentially they're attacking from the blind spots, which would be directly under the aircraft, and it would be higher than one would normally look. I reckon my emphasis is going to be on dropping these rockets on the enemy airfield, and then after that go hunting. Nearly there. Crossing this body of water here, and the 2 villages are just up yonder. And what am I going to attack at the airfield? Planes and ammunition and trucks and fuel. Planes, fuel and trucks. Might turn here, I think. Whoa, look at that. That's the airfield right there. Someone's attacked it already. There's some flak going up. I can see him up there. I can see someone diving. There's a bit of a fight going on potentially. Look at that. Alright, let's get into it. In light of that, and I missed one thing on my list, which is flak. I can probably see the flak. So I've got flak and I've got fighters to deal with. Oh man. Pretty nasty flak dead ahead. I think someone got it. There's a 109. It looks like he's going pretty slow. No, he's climbing. That flak was already taken out. There's a truck. Still haven't used any of my rockets. Alright, I got a truck at least. Let's go for another truck. Go for a 109. Ah. I want to hit those trucks. I'm not maneuverable enough. Good look, we've got aircraft in those bunkers. Plenty of aircraft in each of those bunkers. That's probably what I'll go for. Two vehicles. Two vehicles, okay. Let's have a quick check of the chat. Leaf Lizzer. They like to sit right on the low six in a way that makes it so you have to nose up high or roll drastically to see them, unfortunately hiding under your tail, so to speak. Exactly, yeah, that must be what they were doing. I do that sometimes with aircraft that have a tail gunner, but I don't usually do it with fighters, but it's probably a good procedure to get into with any aircraft so they can't see me when I'm attacking. We end up with MiG-1s, early Yak-1s versus late 109s, and maybe yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I think as well, it's not, I don't know how you could model it, but basically there was a numerical imbalance that kind of countered that. Like there would have been a lot less Luftwaffe aircraft than VVS, I think. Quality versus quantity and all of that. And you have to deal with FW190s, yeah. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to get straight into the air, go back to the airfield. head directly to the airfield this time. It didn't take too long to get there actually. Almost at 100 miles an hour, there we go. Okay, and we're airborne for the second flight on this map. First flight, I destroyed 2 trucks and then got shot down by a 109 at the airfield. Heading back to the airfield again. So here's us down here. Here's the airfield here, going to fly directly to it. Not going to bother climbing or anything like that. I'm literally just going to crash straight through. Then again, attacking an airfield boom and zoom from a great height with one of these is probably the most effective way to do it. Then again, the airfield's full of flak at this time, although I think most of the flak's been taken out already. I did take a shot at a flak and it was already destroyed by the time I got to it. I don't think there's going to be much flak left. Got a bit of distance to go. I might put it into a shallow climb. A hotter day than before it was snowing, so I've reduced the mixture because of the thinner air down to around 85%. Keeping an eye on the temperature, it's low but it's coming up. Bulb pressure decreasing as the altitude increases. Got to keep lifting it. Did I raise the gear? Yes, I did. About halfway to the airfield, almost at the cloud base. I mean, one way to do it, assuming I can get there in one piece, is to just attack at high speed, just do boom and zoom on the airfield. I've done that before in one of these. These are slight difficulty in pulling out, but it's not major. Really good to come in at a high angle on those bunkers. You can come right down on top of them. I've destroyed 2 Stukas at an airfield the other day that were in bunkers by coming down more or less on top of them. Might try that this time. Which is good. RPM's at about 90%. Manifold pressure's good. There's a plane. Lost him in the cloud. I'm not going to go. That. LA5, I think. And that was pretty hair-raising, just trying to do something simple like turn around and zoom in. There's a big chance of losing the thing that you're trying to track. Alright, I'm going to say that's an LA5. I'm almost at the body of water. Manifold good, temperature's good, propeller's at about 90, gears up, lights are off. Pretty much ready to boom and zoom. Going to turn in on those 2 towns. The airfield's just in between them. We're at the cloud base. Tons of 109s in the area, particularly over the airfield. Airfield has flak, but I think it's been destroyed. If not completely, probably mostly. And hopefully there's some Stukas in those bunkers left for me to destroy with my rockets and my guns. Right, there's the airfield there.